Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Jajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Amunatira Vanachari Amunatira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Vishnu Pal Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Acharya Ashtota Sri Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai Shri Krishna Janmashtami Mahotsav ki Jai Gaura Premanande Om Vishnu Pal Krishna Vaishnava Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 3, Texts 9 and 10. Title of the chapter is The Birth of Lord Krishna. For those devotees who are on the Zoom, I'm just going to share you the verse. Tamadbhutang bhalakam ambujekshanam Chaturbhujang Shanka Gadadyudayudham Srivatsalakshmang Galashobhikaustubham Pitang Bharang Sandrapayodashaubhagam Maharha Vaidhurya Kirita Kundala Tvisha Parishvakta Sahasra Kuntalam Uddama Kanchangada Kankanadhibhir Virochamanam Vasudeva Aikshata Tamadbhutang Bhalakamam Bhujekshanam Chaturbhujang Shanka Gadadhyudayudham Srivatsa Lakshman Galashobi Kaustubham Pitang Bharang Sandra Payoda Saubhagam Maharha Vaidhurya Kirita Kundala Tvisha Parishvakta Sahasra Kuntalam Uddama Kanchangada Kankanadhibhir Virochamanam Vasudeva Aikshata Tamadbhutang Bhalakamam Bhujekshanam Chaturbhujang Shankagadadyudayudham Srivatsa Lakshman Galashobi Kaustubham Pitang Bharang Sandra Payoda Saubhagam Maharha Vaidhurya Kirita Kundala Trisha Parishvakta Sahasra Kuntalam Uddama Kanchangada Kankanadhibhir Virochamanam Vasudeva Aikshata. So someone can recite. Chaturbhujam Shankha Gadadhyudayudham
Vatsalakshmam Galashobi Kaustubham Pitambaram Sandra Payoda Saubhagam Maharha Vaidhurya
Kirita Kundala Trisha Parishvakta Sahasra Kuntalam Uddama Kanchangada Kankanadhibhir Virochamanam Vasudeva Aikshata. Thank you very much. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON. Translation. Vasudeva then saw the newborn child who had very wonderful lotus-like eyes and who bore in his four hands the four weapons, Shankha, Chakra, Gada and Padma. On his chest was the mark of Srivatsa and on his neck the brilliant Kaustubha gem. Dressed in yellow, his body blackish like a dense cloud, his scattered hair fully grown, and his helmet and earrings sparkling uncommonly with the valuable gem Vaidhurya. The child, decorated with a brilliant belt, armlets, bangles, and other ornaments, appeared very wonderful. Purport. To support the word Adbhutam, meaning wonderful, the decorations and opulences of the newborn child are fully described. As confirmed in the Brahma Samhita, Barha Vatamsam Asitangbuddha Sundarangam. The hue of the Lord's beautiful form resembles the blackish color of dense clouds. Asita means blackish and Ambuddha means cloud. It is clear from the word Chaturbhujam that Krishna first appeared with 4 hands as Lord Vishnu. No ordinary child in human society has ever been born with 4 hands, and when as a child born with fully grown hair, the descent of the Lord, therefore, is completely distinct from the birth of an ordinary child. The Vaidurya gem, which sometimes appears bluish, sometimes yellow, and sometimes red, is available in Vaikuntha Loka. The Lord's helmet and earrings were decorated with this particular gem. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swaminati Namine. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminati Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Parshatya Deshatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So again, I'll just read the translation. Vasudeva then saw the unborn child who had very wonderful lotus-like eyes, who bore in his 4 hands the 4 weapons, Shankha, Chakra, Gada and Padma. On his chest was the mark of Srivatsa, and on his neck the brilliant Kaustubha gem. Dressed in yellow, his body blackish like a dense cloud, his scattered hair fully grown, and his helmet and earrings sparkling uncommonly with the valuable gem Vaidurya. The child, decorated with a brilliant belt, armlets, bangles, and other ornaments, appeared very wonderful. So today is a very auspicious day, the appearance day of Sri Krishna Janmashtami, appearance of Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there cannot be any other day which is more auspicious than this. The Supreme Lord, the Personality of Godhead, is very mercifully descending to this earth to give blessings and mercy to all the souls who are in separation of the Lord and suffering in this material world. And we can see that we are today hearing the descriptions from the Srimad Bhagavatam, the spotless Purana. This is something amazing, which we are reading today here. We can see that the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is presenting facts about 5,000 back. This information, the Lord's appearance and his disappearance. It is it's an eternal activity of the Lord. But the Bhagavatam, let's say even 5,000 years back, this information is presented. But we can see here the details, amazing details are explained. Because the Supreme Lord is descending, all the information just before his appearance and all his other activities, everything is so elaborately discussed in this Purana. So this is something wonderful in reading this Srimad Bhagavatam. So to the details, the informations are recorded. So there is no other scripture which gives such details. There are so many religions when there are different scriptures, but the details about the descent of the Lord and how does the Lord look like, his name, his form, his activities, and various other details. You don't find these details in other scriptures. So this is the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam. Such details are explained. Even if you can just think about, say 5 years back, someone has come to, let's say the chief minister has visited Salem, and we may have, in some books or say some information. There may be some details. He came to this college, he inaugurated, but the details of various activities, whatever was his emotions, what is the dress he was wearing, what was the color, and what was his, what did he, so many different details. You may not get such detailed information. Srimad Bhagavatam is presenting details to such an extent, although it is so many, it has happened so many thousands of years back. But in the material world, you may say now we have so many different kinds of technology, we have all kinds of gadgets to record, but still such a precise information and to the details, these information are available in the Bhagavatam. So that is one of the great glories of this wonderful scripture that we are hearing from. And it's always a kind of a puzzle for many people. So we hear from the scriptures that the Lord is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is unborn. There is a description in the Shastras which says that the Lord is Aja. He is unborn. And today we are celebrating his appearance day. Or we can, in simple terms, we can say it is his birthday. So this is bewildering for some people, specifically those who are devotees of the Lord. They can understand how the Lord, who is unborn, yet he is appearing in this world for various reasons. In fact, we can hear from the same Srimad Bhagavatam various reasons. The Lord's devotees are sharing with us what could be the possible reasons for the Lord to appear. Kunti Maharani, in her prayers, she discusses possible reasons for the Lord's appearance, why the Lord appears. She says, Kechidahur ajam jatam punya shlokasya kirtaye yado priyasyanvavaye malayasyeva chandanam. So she says, the Lord who is unborn and he has appeared for glorifying the pious kings. Yado priyasyanvavaye. So the King Yadu is dear devotee. So he has appeared, and how he has appeared, he has appeared like a sandalwood that appears in the Malaya hills. So she says this is one of the reasons for the Lord to appear. Then she says, Apare Vasudevasya Devakyam Yachito Bhagat Ajastvam Asya Shemaya Vadaya cha Suradvisham. So she says that Devaki and Vasudeva prayed to the Lord, and the Lord appeared for that because of their prayers. And also another reason is that Asya Shemaya. So he is always thinking of the welfare of all the living entities. So so the Lord appeared for that reason. And also Vadasya cha Suradvisham. And also he to relieve the distress of the conditioned souls and also to destroy the demons, the Lord has appeared. And she goes on, she says another reason. She says, Bharavataranayanye bhuvo nava ivo dadau sidantya bhuri bharena jato yakme bhuvarkitau. So she says that like the ship or the boat, when it is overburdened and it is in the middle of the sea, so like that, this earth is overburdened with so many unwanted elements, so many asuras. They are actually creating big burden in this planet Earth, and as a result of that, various demigods and others, they came and then addressed this problem to Brahma, and Brahma in turn went to the Lord, and then he requested and to help all the suffering souls. The Lord has appeared. Yet she gives another reason. She says, Bhavesmin klishyamananam avidya kama karma bihi shavana smaranarhani karishyan iti kechana. So she gives another reason. She says that the Lord has appeared to again, she says that to help the conditioned souls to engage in devotional service, meaning the conditioned souls have forgotten the eternal relationship they have with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They have forgotten that relationship. So the Lord comes and he gives his message, and he says that you engage in my service, in my devotional service. And how Lord does that? So he says that Shravana Smaranarahani. So by hearing about the Lord, his birth, his appearance, his wonderful activities, and also remembering about the Lord, and in that way he wants to take back all the conditioned souls back to his abode. So these are the reasons Kunti Maharani says in the Bhagavatam when she's offering her prayers. And the Lord himself, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna himself, he very clearly establishes that what is the reason for, how is his descent, what kind of a personality he is. He says, Ajopi san avyayatma, bhutanam ishvaropi san, prakritim swam adhishtaya, sambhavam atmamaya. The Lord says, although I am unborn, and I'm also the master of all the living entities, but when I descend in my own transcendental form. And my form is not material. I come in my original form. So the Lord himself establishes that. So this is it's not an ordinary appearance like any conditioned soul who appear in this material world. So Vasudeva, who was Vasudeva and Devaki, they were in the prison, and we can see here the beautiful description that is given here about the Lord's appearance. And also, we can also see here it is explained that Srila Prabhupada in the purport, he just begins the purport saying that Adbhutam, meaning wonderful, the decorations and opulences of the new child are fully described. And Adbhutam, and also we can see that Vasudeva was completely astonished to see the child. He was totally stunned seeing the child. And Srila Prabhupada in his purport to the next verse, quoting from the previous acharyas, he is giving the reasons for the Lord, for Vasudeva, why he was so wondered, he was completely stuck. He gives various reasons. That is also very interesting for us to hear, how the devotee is totally stunned seeing the form of the Lord. So we all know that the Lord, Supreme Lord, he appeared in the jail. He could have come with his entire paraphernalia. He could have come on the Garuda. He could have, brought all the devatas with him, Shanga Chakra, everything. So he could have just shown his presence like that. But he just came in the jail. He was just in the baby form. He did show Shanga Chakra, Gada, and Padma. It was kind of little. It was silent. He did show. He showed all those, but it was not in a very. It was a very in a silent. It is on a closed place like that. So Vasudeva now he is looking at the situation and he was wondering what is happening. What is this event happening? So so this is the first thing. What astonished Vasudeva was that the Lord appeared in this prison house. He know that Kamsa is there. He's an asura, and he could kill. So we all know that Vasudeva and Devaki they're having parental affection towards the Supreme Lord. So it's as a natural. So we all know from the Shastras that a devotee, any jiva can have 5 kinds of relationship with the Lord. The primary relationship that jiva can establish being one can be the servant of the Lord, and one can be the friend of the Lord, one can be the mother or father of the Lord, and one can also express a very intimate relationship by being the lover of the Lord. So these are all the relationships that the jiva in this world can establish with the Lord. So Vasudeva and Devaki, so being primarily very much having this mood of being, they are in fact the parents of the Lord. Specifically, Vasudeva had that fear that the Lord appearing in the jail, but he immediately, when he saw that the Lord showed, although he was in the form of a baby, but immediately showed this 400 form, so that immediately understood the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His Supreme Lord has appeared, so he was not fearful. So he was joyful with astonishment. So, and then the next reason that was given is that the next thing is that the Lord, the Supreme Lord, who is the cause of all the causes, he is all pervading. He is just by his desire anything can happen. He is the supreme controller, he is the supreme maintainer, he is the supreme enjoyer. And that supreme Lord, he has appeared in the womb of Devaki. So this was another big astonishment for him. Oh, the Lord very mercifully has appeared. So that we was completely stunned by that. And then today's verse, as it explains, then he saw that the Lord himself shows that he is not an ordinary child. So all these descriptions are given. So when the Lord has appeared, you can see that his eyes are resembling a beautiful lotus, and in his four hands he's having the Shankh, Chakra, Gada, and Padma, and there is a mark of Srivatsa on his chest, and he's adorned with this Kaustuba gem. It's a beautiful gem, and he was dressed in his yellow garments, and he just explained that he's blackish like a dense cloud, so beautiful. And he's also explained that he has this Vaidurya gem, and he has his curly hair. This Vaidurya gem is also here and there, it is shining beautifully, and you can see here in the Srila Prabhupada in the purport is explaining about the color of the blue, yellow, and red. This combination of these three colors it's shining, and the Lord appears so dazzling and beautiful. So and Vasudeva was again stunned by this beautiful form of the Lord, and it's something amazing. And we can see every one of us have experience. Some of us might have even seen the birth of a child, and it's hardly we would have ever seen that any child who is born with Shankha, Chakra, Gada, and Padma. And the experience that we have in this material world in the hospital is that the child comes out, there is blood, there is pus, and it's not, you would not like to see at that particular moment. You would like the child to be washed, and later you would see. But the Lord's appearance was so wonderful, and his dazzling effulgence, his beautiful form, it's all attractive. And this is something immediately we can understand that that he's not an ordinary, he's Supreme Lord himself. So only he can enact such a pastime. No one else can act like this. So it is an amazing thing. Vasudeva was totally amazed by this appearance of the Lord in this form. And also another reason he gives, that the Lord, Supreme Lord, who is my worshipable deity, and he has taken birth as his son. He's very much, he's totally rejoiced by this. The Lord has appeared as his son. So that's the thing. So then, and somebody may question, oh, why the Lord? The Lord could have appeared. The Lord has appeared, and he could have appeared. He could have immediately killed Kamsa. He could have just killed Kamsa. There was no need for the Lord to go to Vrindavan. He need not have been carried. He could have protected all the Gopas, and everything could have been in place. Why such a suffering and difficulty? Why all these things have to happen? Somebody may question this. Now we have to understand that the Lord, he likes to perform various pastimes, various activities. In particular, we can see there's kind of a tension being set that the Lord is going to appear. Already before the Lord has appeared, children were killed, killed all these children, and we also see that Vasudeva and Devaki, they themselves were in the prison. Their hands are, they are chained. And the Lord shows by these activities, the Lord has, we all know from the Gita that the Lord comes for paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. The Lord wants to establish dharma, and also he wants to protect his devotees and then annihilate the demons. And also the Lord, he wants to show to the entire world how his devotees, the pure devotees of the Lord, how they are completely devoted in the service of the Lord. They are in any situation, whether it is a favorable situation or it is an unfavorable situation, they are always expressing their love for the Lord. They are always with great intensity engaged in the service of the Lord. So the Lord also wants to show this to the entire world, that he loves his devotees and his devotees loves him. And we can see here that the intensity of Vasudeva and Devaki, it was every second it was increasing. As the Lord is going to appear, it is increasing. And also we see some of the verses before that how when the Lord appears, that womb, the Lord appeared in the womb of the Devaki, and Devaki is compared to Bhakti, and also the Srila Prabhupada in the Purport, he is writing that also there are before the appearance there are 6 asuras, they were killed. It is compared to the Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsarya, who were said to be the sons of Marichi. So Marichi is compared to the mind, and the sons of the Marichi were killed before the appearance of the Lord. And we can see that Srila Prabhupada is explaining that for the Lord to appear, these asuras were killed before him. So what is it that we understand from that is that um, we need to get rid of the materialistic association. So for the conditioned soul to come close to the Lord or to invoke the Lord in the heart, to get his mercy, we need to get rid of the lower tendencies of kama, krodha, lobha. Kama means desires, material desires, lusty desires. Krodha is anger. um, Kama, krodha, lobha is greed. Kama, krodha, lobha, mada is madness, matsarya is envy, moha, illusion. So all these lower tendencies have to be given up, and by conditioned souls, as conditioned souls, the more we get into material association, these are all the lower tendencies we nurture. More and more we associate with materialistic people, with materialistic uh, all kinds of materialistic ideas are floating in our mind. We want to remain as enjoyers of this material world. We are already in this material world because we have forgotten our eternal relationship with Krishna, and we are trying to enjoy this material world, but we are not able to enjoy, we are not getting the real happiness that we are entitled to, or as being the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord being blissful, uh, he himself is in always fixed in transcendental happiness, and we being his part and parcels, we are also meant to be happy, we are also meant to be blissful. But because of having forgotten our eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we are suffering in this material world. So unless we purify our tendencies to enjoy this material world and to give up these lower tendencies, unless we give up these lower tendencies, this love for Krishna will not arise in our heart. So Srila Prabhupada explains that we need to give up these lower tendencies, and then when we give up these lower tendencies, then actually the real love for the Lord arises in our heart. And how does this happen? How to invoke that love? How we get that real love for the Lord? It is possible by coming in the association of the devotees. Coming in the association of the devotees, we get to hear about Krishna, we get to hear about the nature of this material world, and we get to know about the process of how we can um, detach ourselves from this conditioning of this material world by taking up the principles of serving the Supreme Lord by engaging in his devotional service. So the Lord also, he descends to give this knowledge. He establishes this knowledge by giving the Shastras. Specifically, he has given the Bhagavad Gita. Time to time, he comes in his various incarnations. He sends his devotees, he sends his pure devotees who act as the spiritual masters, who are the gurus, and they remind ourselves of our eternal relationship with the Lord. Um, so we see that that if we can gradually take association of the devotees, and then we hear about the glories of the Lord and his instructions, we try to imbibe the teachings of the Lord, then immediately we feel ourselves very happy. In fact, one of the names of the Lord is called as in the Vishnu Sahasranam, he has got a name called Sukada. The Lord is called as Sukada, means is giver of happiness. The Lord who is full of bliss, he can also give bliss to others. So and we ourselves, we do not know from where we can get the real happiness. So today is a very auspicious day, and the Lord has appeared. Uh, the Lord is appearing means He is appearing to give us eternal happiness. He is just He's just hankering to give association to all of us, and He's ready to take us back home, back to God. And Srila Prabhupada, in one of the lecture, he says that. Um, why everyone, why you people are suffering in this? The Lord is saying that why are you suffering here? You're dancing to the tunes of this Maya. And what is the net result? The net result is suffering. But you come back to me, come back to my abode. You can dance with me. We can be a total. It can be every day is a festival. It's what the Lord is doing in this spiritual abode. The Lord is very much very happily is having wonderful pastimes with his devotees. There are cows, there are so many gopis, various devotees who are engaged in the service of the Lord, and they are all totally happy. The Lord is very blissfully engaged in his various pastimes, and the devotees are engaged, and he is showing us, hey, you can also come and participate. Come back. You can come to my place. Don't suffer in this material world. So the Lord, when he descends, he's giving this message. He's just showing. In fact, his various activities, right from the day, he's coming out of the womb. He's showing. He's not. Don't put me in the. Don't put me in a box like an ordinary person. I'm not an ordinary person. Yet the Lord is so merciful. He wants to share the bliss with everyone. He wants all the conditioned souls to come back to him. And the Lord knows that if everyone engages in his service, they'll be very happy. So Srila Prabhupada gives another wonderful analogy. He says that the father is there. The father is seeing the child. Sometimes it goes and then it tries to touch the fire. It's trying to play with the fire. The father immediately comes and then stops, and then it says that this is not good for you. Come out. Similarly, the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, so he being the Aham Bij of Pradapita, he is the seed-giving father for everyone. So there is some little independence he has given to the jiva, simultaneously, but he is not just leaving us like that. He is mercifully trying to bring us back to his abode. So he's saying that, hey, don't suffer in this material world. You are looking for something which is not going to give you pleasure. The real pleasure is with me. Come back to me. So he says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja. Surrender to me and you get, I will free you from all kinds of fears. You don't have to worry about anything. I will give you eternal happiness. Don't worry about anything. Take shelter of me. So the Lord is ready to give us this great opportunity to take shelter of him. And also we can see the Lord being the real friend of all the living entities. So we may see everyone in this material world, we have so many kinds of friends. We have our wives, we have our children, we have our neighbors, we have our colleagues, we have our business partners, so many different kinds of people we develop relationship with. And we always have some expectations from them. Sometimes the expectations are met, sometimes the expectations are not met. And we are expecting, and as a result, we can also see there is frustration. Sometimes even people go to the extent of committing suicide also when you don't get that, you are not satisfied with the relationship, or your expectations are very high, but on the opposite side you don't get that reciprocation. People are frustrated. But in this material world, everyone is selfish. This is a problem. Everyone is thinking of their own enjoyment. But the Lord is the only person. He is the real benefactor. He is Atmarama. He is fully satisfied. Yet he is always thinking of how to give benefit for others, how to make others happy. This is a wonderful quality of the Lord. And we can see those who take shelter of him, even if they show some little inclination, one may not be immediately so much attracted, or even if they show a little bit of inclination, the Lord immediately helps such devotees. So what the devotees are doing, the devotees are trying to kindle that spark which is there in the jiva. Now we all have a written relationship with the Lord. We are all his servants. That is now being covered because of our various contaminations. So, but when we try to revive our relationship with the Lord by this great process of hearing about the Lord. So this Shravanam is so much glorified, hearing about the Lord, His name, His form, His attributes, coming in touch with Him like this. Today is a very auspicious day. It is explained. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his song, he explains that Janmashtami is the mother of festivals. It invokes these kind of festivals and other programs. It invokes the dormant desire that we have for the Lord. It is invoked, and we can experience great mercy of the Lord on these days. So it is a great opportunity that we come in touch with the Lord by hearing about Him, by chanting His names, by remembering Him, by discussing with others about His wonderful activities. Specifically, everything starts with His oral reception, and we can see that we'll be completely in bliss, in great happiness, and we will be totally satisfied. And only this association of the Supreme Lord and His pure devotees can give this satisfaction. The Lord has this wonderful potency. He can have relationship with millions and millions of living entities. No problem for Him. For us, it is in this material world, it is not possible. We may be able to interact with 2-3 persons. Say, let's say, even if you are something special with 5 persons, you may interact, but still that one-to-one, very personal, very intimate relationship, it's not possible. Only the Lord can satisfy like this. So that is why you can see again and again this word is many places in the Bhagavatam, in Gita and other places. This word Suhrid is being mentioned. Srila Prabhupada also gives importance for this verse because he's heart to heart, very intimate. Only the Lord can be such an intimate friend. Suhridam sarva bhutanam. Only the Lord can be like this. And if we can, even if we theoretically, as Srila Prabhupada says in the introduction to the Bhagavad Gita, if we theoretically accept Krishna's supremacy and we give oral reception and we try to imbibe his instructions, then we can see Pratyaksha Bhagamam Dharma. We can see with our own eyes. We can see with this practice of Krishna consciousness. We can see that there will be a change in our lives. And we can try that. And also we have to understand that the Lord's, apart from the Lord being very friendly to all the living entities, He is here. He is not that, He just sent us to this material world. Although we have a mistake, due to envy, we have left the Lord and we are trying to enjoy separately from the Lord here. Still, the Lord, being the friend of all the living entities, even when we are in the body of a cat or in the body of a dog or in the body of a hog, He's the only person who is accompanying us. As Paramatma, He is there in all the bodies. We have forgotten Him, but the Lord has not forgotten us. He's there accompanying. But whatever relationship that we have in this material world, we may have a relationship with someone for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, even 70 years. But then a time will come, we have to leave this world, and all the relationships are over. Then we are again into a new body, new circumstances, new situation. But the Lord is there, even in this body, in 50 lifetimes before, in this lifetime, again, He's going to accompany us. So this shows that the Lord is the real friend of all the living entities. And regarding His mercy, there cannot be a person who is more merciful than the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. And this is glorified by his great devotees. Uddhava, he says that who can be more merciful than the Supreme Lord Himself? Why? Whom I can pray to? Because I cannot find anyone more merciful than Him. Because who can give a position of motherhood to someone who has come, to a lady who has disguised herself as a Rakshashi, as a demoness. She has come. She has dressed so nicely, she was looking very beautiful. She was looking like a Lakshmi Devi. But her heart was full of envy and vengeance to kill Krishna. She has smeared her breast with poison, and she came to breastfeed Krishna. Krishna, being very merciful, seeing that she has come to breastfeed me, so Krishna, he just, while sucking the milk from her breast, he sucked her life out. But Krishna because he took it as she has come to do some service, and then Krishna has given her the post of being the mother. And then so Uddhava, he says that Aho Bakiyam. So who can be more merciful than the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna? So the Lord is very merciful. And we can see in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord is saying that, so if somebody becomes his devotee, somebody even tries to engage in his service, the Lord is very merciful. He says, I will give you the intelligence, required intelligence to understand me. I will give you all the necessary intelligence, and I will personally, residing in your heart, I will drive away all the ignorance. Jnana Deepena Bhasvata. I will give you the knowledge of the knowledge by which the ignorance will be destroyed, and I will bring you back to my abode. So the Lord is ready to help us in all ways. He's very merciful and he wants to help us. And we have to, only one thing is required from our side, that we need to get to hear about the Lord and just leave our stubbornness and try to understand that, the Lord is ready to help us and he can save us from this suffering that we are going through in this material world. And so how do we take shelter of him? How do we worship him? What we need to do? The Lord is also not demanding anything very big. He's not yata shakti, whatever is our capacity. We don't have to be a very rich man. We don't have to be a big pandit. We don't have to be a big scholar, or you don't have to be well versed in Sanskrit, or whatever may be your situation. With little faith and with love, if you offer a flower or a fruit or patram pushpam palam toyam yomi bhaktya prayachati. Krishna says, if you offer me a leaf or a flower or a fruit, water, with bhakti, with devotion, Krishna says, I accept it. He doesn't demand anything big. And also it is mentioned in the Shastras that whatever that we offer, that we Krishna looks for this devotion. If you offer it with devotion, this beautiful verse, it says, Tulasya dhalamatrena jalasya chulukena va vikrinita swam atmanam bhaktebhyo bhaktavatsala. So this is Krishna's wonderful quality. He's bhaktavatsala. So he's just looking for the devotion, and if you show little devotion, and he's immediately the Lord is running toward his devotee. So that is, and we can see the Lord personally did these amazing things. He became the chariot driver of Arjuna. So nobody wants to, there is just remember years back, one sannyasi, he just very casually called one devotee. So where is my driver? So he was driving the sannyasi for various programs. He was taking him for different programs and like that. So where is my driver? I want to. So there was another program in the evening. So he was asking, and then this devotee was so upset completely. He was oh, I'm called as a driver. That was the service he was doing, and that was not the intention with which. So generally, I just want to tell this example that sometimes people think that driving, it's not something very adorable, but the Lord is very happy to remain as a driver for his pure devotee. He's very happy. So he's called as Partha Sarathi. He loves to drive the chariot for his dear devotee Arjuna. Krishna also says, Name bhaktaf pranashyati. So he says that my devotee never perishes. He is ready to protect his devotee. He personally came and he protected Draupadi. So we all know what happened. The Vastrabharana. So she was disrobed in the assembly. That she was in a very pathetic situation. So she was in the assembly, and they all wanted to. When the Pandavas lost all their wealth in the famous game of dice, Yudhishthira lost everything, and then she was there in the assembly, and all the Kauravas, specifically Duryodhana, Karna, and other party, they wanted to disrobe her, and she was in a very tough situation. And the Lord immediately he came for her rescue. They were just disrobing her, and then she was trying to remove the sari, and the sari was on and on and on, and they were all totally tired, and they understood that okay, Krishna came and saved the life of the devotees. He came to save Gajendra. He was so swift, came so quickly to help Gajendra. When Gajendra called, he loudly chanted the name of God. The Lord came to his rescue. So the Lord, so these all are showing that the Lord is very much pleased by the devotion of his devotees. And so we need to learn from the various incidents from the Bhagavatam and from the acts of other devotees, that the Lord is ready to help his devotee, and in fact he is very happy. In fact, he is only happy in the association of his devotees. So that is the point we need to understand. And so on this auspicious day, we can take shelter of the Lord by coming in association with him by chanting his holy names. The Lord has very mercifully descended in the form of the holy name. In this Kali Yuga, the Lord has descended in the form of holy name. There is no difference between the Lord and his holy name. So we can take shelter by his holy name. By chanting his holy name, we are delivered from the conditioning in this material world. So this is his beauty. So we can chant his names loudly. We can, when we chant together, loudly sing his holy name. This is Sankirtan, and we can chant on the beads of this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And and in this, okay, now we can now in the last 3-4 months, it's been tough time for devotees and also for other pious people who regularly visit the temple. They come to the temple, they go for functions, and in the last 3-4 months, due to the corona, it is pandemic, we are not able to visit the temple. Yet, being whatever situation we are in, the Lord can also be approached by chanting his holy names, and we may not be able to come together, and thousands of devotees together chanting and jumping. Usually every year we have these kind of festivals, but in whichever place we are, within the mind we can bring the Lord. We can decorate the altar. We can in the mind glorify him. We can offer so many bhogas. You can offer 1008 preparations. You can decorate so many cows, so many things we can do. In fact, we can see in the next verse, Vasudeva, after he was in the prison, he can't have a big festival perform. He can't give charity of so many cows and other things. But Vasudeva, because of the difficult situation he was in, yet he in his mind he glorified the Lord. He actually gave thousands of cows in charity. He was celebrating a big festival. So although our situation may be like this, we can still, each and every one of us, we can, within our mind, we can have a very big festival by decorating, cooking various bhoga, offering to the Lord. And apart from in the mind, in the house also, you can, I'm sure many of you are already preparing wonderful preparations and offering it to the Lord. And we can chant various prayers. Specifically, we can chant more of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is very pleasing to the Lord. And in this way, we can remember the Lord. And we should all offer the prayers. What is the prayer that we offer to the Lord? We can just offer it as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prays to the Lord. This should be your prayer to the Lord on this most auspicious day. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kame, mama janmani janmanishware, bhavatat bhaktir haitukitva. So this should be your prayer. A prayer should be that, my dear Lord, I don't want any name, I don't want fame, I don't want money, I don't want followers, I don't want any glorifications. All I want is birth after birth. I want to be engaged in your service. I always want the association of your devotees. So this should be your prayer. We should not ask to the Lord, other things. That I want my land to be registered. I want my son to get a big degree. So please help me with that. I want great income. I want this. I want that. Well, you can go and ask all these things to the Lord. The Lord may provide, but the Lord is ready to offer himself. He's ready to offer his abode. He's ready to offer the great bliss. But if you are very if you are very mean-minded, and we are having a very, if our intelligence is very small, we may try to come and ask the Lord for this. But the Lord, through his devotees, through his various instructions, he's saying that the great pleasure and the great enjoyment is here. Come and take shelter of me. So we need to be So we need to understand these teachings from the Shastras, and then we should take complete shelter of the Lord and be in great bliss. So in this way, we will be able to be fully satisfied, and we will be able to be in great happiness. Not only that, and we will, once we share this whatever happiness that we get with others, and even during this period of Corona, you can call some people, you can tell about Prabhupada's books, you can teach them about the practice of Krishna consciousness. Whatever way, we can still try to spread this message around. People in this world, they do not know about the Lord's glories, they do not know about the Lord's power of the holy name. Everyone is suffering. So a devotee understands this, and then he tries to give the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna to others. So this is also a great responsibility for the practicing devotees to share this joyous moment of Krishna consciousness, specifically this Janmashtami, with others. In this way, we will be able to be fully happy and then relish Krishna consciousness. Then, just with one verse, I would like to conclude as Kunti Maharani, she says, in the praise to Queen Kunti, she says that what is it that will really help? We did discuss about that. She says that Shrinvanti Gayanti Grinanti Abhikshnashaha Smaranti Nandanti Tavehitam Janaha Tayeva Pashyant Achirena Tavakam Bhavapravaho Paramam Padambujam. So she says the same thing. She says that the most glorious and wonderful activity that every one of us can perform is hear about the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, remember about him, discuss about him, or give oral reception to those who are doing all these activities. And when we do all these activities, what this does, it is actually, we will be able to cross over this most horrible situation, this material world. Oh, just one other point, that yesterday at night I just saw one video that how this material world, we may think that it's a very, even though we might have heard that this place is a very dangerous place, but sometimes many times we forget it. We do not know, for no reason, suddenly there is a bomb blast. Nobody expected that there was a heavy bomb blast. This shows that this material world is a dangerous place. Anytime anything can happen in this material world. So the safest shelter is to be always in the shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, by taking shelter of his holy name. So in that way we are very safe and very happy, and we can and that's the perfection of human life. Otherwise we may lose the opportunity that what we have got. So we'll stop here. If there are any questions or comments, and for those devotees who are watching on the Zoom, if you have any questions, you can send it as a text message, or you can also, I'm just unmuted, you can also call and ask. So here is a question, is asking, can I regularly join your class? Yes, we are having regular Bhagavatam programs in the mornings, and also we are having weekly programs. You can subscribe to our WhatsApp number, wherein the program details are being given. You can subscribe to it, and then you can attend our regular programs. So due to Corona, we are not having programs in the temple. So until the time, you can always be part of our program with the online. We have our programs live on the Facebook, and also it is uploaded on the YouTube. You can be part of the program and then get benefited like that. Any other questions, comments? Just to remind the devotees, so today we are very fortunate. Today we are at 5 p.m. His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj, he will be delivering the lecture on Janmashtami. So we are requesting those who are online viewers and other devotees to log in at the time. And also we have programs at 11 o'clock, and now at 10 o'clock there will be bhajans, followed by a lecture on Tamil, again on the eve of Janmashtami. And then there will be 12:30 there will be Arati Kirtan, which will also be telecasted live, followed by bhajans at 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. lecture by Maharaj. And 6:30 there is Gaur Arati. Again at 7:30 there is a lecture in Tamil. Then 9 o'clock again there will be a bhajans, followed by a lecture at 10 p.m. which will be in English and Tamil. There will be English and Tamil translation. And 11 o'clock there will be Abhishek, and 12 o'clock there will be Maharati, and there will be after the Maharati there will be Prasadam, which you can also take in your house. Thank you very much. Sri Krishna Janmashtami Mahotsav ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Hare Krishna. So for English sessions also you can log into the same site.